I have 5 things and one extra one for a bonus that can be, of course, great things that you can do and that you can pick up in order to, like I said, heal from that toxic relationship. And when I talk about toxic relationships, of course, a lot of folks, of course, have their own ideas of what a toxic relationship is. But for me, a toxic relationship is a relationship that has affected your self-esteem, affected your self-worth, and that has drug you down so much that you have no idea from today from tomorrow. To me, that's a toxic relationship. I know that's not the best explanation, but that's okay. I understand what I'm saying, and I hope that you all out there understand what I'm saying as well. I know people talk about narcissism, narcissistic relationships being toxic. Yes, they are. People talk about domestic violence relationships being toxic. Yes, they are. I've been in relationships where me and my partner was arguing all the time, just about every day. That was definitely very toxic. We're both trying to get our points across, howling and yelling and all this kind of stuff. Nobody's being heard. That was definitely a toxic relationship. No relationship should be able to take you out of your element like that at all. And that was something that I had to learn. I guess I put it that way as well. And like I said, definitely, like I said, a toxic relationship, just a bad relationship all around. Doesn't matter what word or what term you want to give it or what definition you want to give it, but a bad relationship all around, like I said before, that takes you out of your element and that has drug you through the mud. And like I said, we have to figure out that, and we have to realize, and I had to realize as well, that me just going from relationship to relationship, or person to person, or trying to forget this person, or trying to just get over it and this kind of thing, that why that helps why that sometimes can be true, a lot of times it's not. We all go through steps in a relationship, steps in the breakup, in order for us to, of course, be okay. And I know I hear people talk about how you should just, how you can get over a toxic relationship or any kind of breakup. Leave one guy and go get up under another, is what I've heard people say. Or leave one woman and go get up under another, or get on top of another. I guess I'd say that. And like I said, I heard that a lot, and like I said, that is not the right advice to give anybody. By trying to heal and trying to grow on and move forward from a relationship, that won't happen just by you going to have sex with somebody else. Yes, while it'll make you feel good in that moment, that's about all it's going to give you. You still are going to have those same feelings of shame, guilt, whatever it is, anger, all that kind of stuff once you get from up under that person, on top of that person. So, like I said, I have 5 things I definitely want um, to to talk about today. Like I said, that can help you heal from a toxic relationship. Number one, giving yourself time to grieve. A lot of folks don't realize that grieving has steps and stages to it. I believe there's 5 steps, or 5 stages rather, to grieving. But I know when it comes to grieving any type of loss, any type of, whether it's a relationship or a death of somebody, we have to realize that we have to process the emotions that come along with it and not just get over it because the person's gone, they came and got their stuff out of my house and I kicked them out or whatever it is and they gone now. Okay, yes, that's fine and dandy, but you still have some things to process and to go through and to think about in order for you to, of course, begin to feel okay with yourself, feel better about yourself, feel better about the next relationship, and then move forward. Processing those emotions when it comes to sadness, anger, and regret. Those are the main things. Any kind of bitterness, resentment that you may have. All those things, of course, are some emotions that you definitely have to process. Yes, well, I said, yes, you can definitely get over any relationship. We all know that. Yes, you can try to say, I'm going to get over this person and do all these kind of things. You have to make sure that you process these emotions. When I talk to clients about processing emotions and trying to figure out where this particular emotion, the anger, the sadness, whatever it was came from, I always recommend and suggest that they, of course, journal. That's the main thing. I don't know how many journals at home. I have no idea. Probably about 10 or 15, I'm sure. But like I said, I journal a lot as well. Writing down, what am I angry about? This person pissed me off today because they said this kind of thing. Why did I get defensive? You have to figure those things out. Like I said, I'm a coach and I'm a social worker. I can help you with those things as well. But if I'm not there, you have to get those things, figure those things out, write them down. At some point, like I said, we have to get smarter about how we, of course, move in this world too. Yes, while it's fine and dandy, I can say about the emotions and that kind of thing, but if you're not actively writing these things down to figure out where these things actually come from, then you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get past other relationships as well, and the current one. So, like I said, we have to be smart about these things, y'all. I had to be smart about these things. Yes, while I can be in this relationship and move on, do all this stuff, but I had to, of course, take my time out to, of course, reflect on what emotions I was feeling and why. Especially when it came to that regret. I regretted all this time that I spent with this person, the relationship I had before the one that was my last one. Was in that relationship 7.5 years. And yes, I had some hella regrets, some big regrets. Why did I stay in this relationship this long? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? I had a whole lot of regrets. That was the main thing that I needed to process in order for me to move forward. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's out there listening. And thank you, Deb, and thank you, Artel, for tuning in. I hope y'all are doing well. But like I said, I had to sit there and process those things. While it hurts to sit there and process, why am I feeling sad? Why am I feeling angry? Why am I feeling bitter? Why am I feeling regret? It's going to hurt like hell. I'm pretty sure you're going to cry as well. I know I did. It all came back to the things that I wasn't doing. And I'm going to talk about that later on as well. Let me go ahead and get to number 2. Lean on your support system. Everybody has some type of support system, even if it's not blood related, that's fine. Even if it's folks online or online group that you have. Lean on that support system to help you through this process as well. I'm not saying share your entire story with everybody and whoever else wants to listen. Share it with those people that you know that you can trust and that's not going to gossip and spread news about your business and all this type of thing. All of us have at least one trusted person that we can go to, either online or in our family, a friend circle, environment, somebody, even if it's a pastor or a church or someone that you, of course, trust. Like I said, lean on that support system to let them know that if you're having a bad day, and let them know to, of course, to call and check on you every day or call and check on you every week or however you want to tell them, whatever you want to tell them to check on you and those kind of things. Make sure that you're telling them that. And like I said, make sure that you're, of course, telling them that you are grieving and that you need help. Yes, nobody wants to tell anybody else that they need help and this relationship did them wrong and all this kind of stuff, this partner, whoever it was. Nobody wants to have to face that. I had to face that too. Several times. I had a divorce as well back in the past. I've had many relationships where I had to face the music and, of course, talk to my aunts and different family members to, of course, help me through the situation as well. It's hard to ask for help. I understand that. But at some point, when you're going through relationships and you just had a toxic relationship that you're trying to grieve from, you need that support around you. Don't push people away. Bring them closer to you. Number 3, practice self-care and self-love. I cannot say that enough. A lot of toxic relationships that we're in or have been in really wear down on our mind, heart, and soul, and our body at times as well. A lot of times too. Some people get high blood pressure. Some folks get depression. Some folks get anxiety. Some folks get all types of things from toxic relationships. We get that guilt. We get that shame that we just like I said, all types of feelings and all types of things. What did I do wrong? Was I the dumb one? All those kind of feelings. We have to practice our self-care and our self-love to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and loving on ourselves. That person, I'm sure that we were with probably beat us down to the ground. Self-esteem and all. We have to learn how to pick ourselves back up and move forward. And part of that, a lot of that is self-care. How are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking time out to, of course, whether it's writing in your journal, if you pray, to meditate, to get that exercise, to eat right, to drink enough water, and to sleep well and get enough rest? Are you doing those things? How are you loving on yourself? Are you telling yourself that you love yourself every day? Are you dressing yourself up? Have you dressed yourself up? Have you put your clothes on? Makeup, earrings, whatever you want to put on. I don't care if you dress up in a ballroom gown and go to the grocery store. That's showing yourself you love yourself. I don't care what nobody else says about it. How are you loving on yourself? Are you taking yourself out to lunches and dinners and to the movies just to say I love you and appreciate you, Tonetta, which is my name? Put your name in there. How are you taking care of yourself? We have to practice that self-care every single day. And like I said, that is something that's very, very important. You cannot forget that. You cannot forget that. Number 4, set healthy boundaries. I know a lot of times we have our boundaries and we're not going to do this, but at some point I love this person. Oh my God, that they mean this much to me, and you relax some of those boundaries. That's our fault. That was my fault too. That's why I'm able to tell you these things. That's why I'm able to tell you these things. We relax our boundaries sometimes because our heart gets too much in the way. We love this person. We want to do all for this person, this kind of thing, while we're being ran over. You don't want to be ran over in anybody's relationship at all, as much as you can help it. And like I said, we have to set those healthy boundaries. If you know that you relaxed your boundary on, I don't know, for instance, not getting upset when you all, I guess, when you all have a conversation. You, of course, want to be the one who, of course, have the strong head and this kind of thing, but you went back on your word and start hollering, yelling, cursing, all this kind of stuff, which will, of course, at some point, it could happen. It's happened to me too. But like I said, we definitely have to realize that setting and holding firm to our boundaries create the person that we want to be seen as. Relaxing your boundaries about not having your, of course, having your own me time, and your partner or nobody else interrupting that time. But if you start, of course, you having your me time is for an hour every day. Me time meaning that you have your time to yourself. Nobody can bother you. You're doing whatever you want to do for yourself and whatever makes you happy. And you keep getting calls from your partner, and he or she is calling, oh, I need this, I need that. That's a lack, that boundary has definitely been crossed, and you allowed that. At some point, you have to set healthier boundaries and set firmer boundaries, and not let anybody break that boundary or break that rule that you have already set for yourself. I did that a lot of times. That people pleaser, that was me. The yes girl. Oh, yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, and knowing good and well I shouldn't be doing any of those things, because I didn't even take care of myself during those times, worrying about everybody else, trying to please everybody else, and left myself in the way win somewhere. We have to get smarter about what we're doing and when we're doing it, y'all. Like I said, setting those healthier and firmer boundaries is always key. Number 5, identify the lessons learned. I know nobody wants to hear this. I didn't want to hear it. I guess I put it that way when I told myself this, and I heard it from somebody else as well. I'm just like, okay, I have to make sure that I identify my lessons learned. I learned that back when I was younger. If you are going from relationship to relationship and you have learned nothing, that means you don't need to be in another relationship. Every relationship teaches you something. I don't care if it teaches you how to have firmer, stronger boundaries. I don't care if it teaches you how to improve your own self-care, how to love on yourself more. If it teaches you how to improve on your communication, how to love another person, how to have love for a person, how to communicate better. A relationship should teach you something. Like I said, if it hasn't taught you anything, you may not need to even be in that relationship until you can figure out what those lessons are that you've learned in the past. You have to know what lessons you learned in that relationship in order to strengthen your boundaries and make them more firmer for your next relationship. Like I said, that's something that we have to do, that inner work, and figure out what that relationship taught me. My marriage taught me a whole lot of things. How not to, of course, be cheated on and just, I didn't stay in the relationship. I actually left. But still, it taught me to never, the same thing I've always told myself, I will never stay with somebody who's cheated on me. Because I know personally that I cannot get past that. Some people can, I'm the one that can't. That relationship taught me that I need to, of course, actually both of them, that one and the ones after, how to improve more on my communication. Because my communication skills were not good. They were good to a certain extent. But like I said, a lot of that, of course, me still trying to get my point across and me trying to holler and yell because they're not hearing me and all this kind of stuff, that was not good communication at all. I've learned those lessons over the years. I'm almost 48 now, and I've learned those lessons over the years. That's why I can tell y'all this. I had a relationship, of course, that taught me that I should never, ever, never, ever, ever, I guess I put it that way, like I said, lessen my boundaries and lessen and stop being the person that I am in order to please this other person. And like I said, I can tell y'all this because I went through these things. Some of y'all probably can identify, some of y'all probably can't. But for those who can identify, I hope that this puts a light bulb in your head. You never have to take yourself down, shut yourself down in order to be, of course, be with somebody. The main thing to be yourself and be who you are. Never let anybody take that from you. Like I said, that's the biggest lesson that I have learned in both my past relationships, are the longer relationships. I put it that way. I had little bitty ones in between. I'm not even talking about those. But like I said, I had to learn those things, identify those lessons that you learn, and make sure that you build on those moving forward. Yes, I learned that lesson, but how in the hell did I manage to move forward and increase my communication, to better my communication in the next relationship? It's a skill that you learn. You can learn any kind of skill. How to argue, how to communicate, how to be yourself. You can learn any of those skills. You just have to want to learn them. And that gets me to, like I said, I have 5 things, but I do want to say this one last thing. This one little bonus thing, which y'all probably already kind of know, I'm sure. But it's about seeking professional help. When there are all these things I talked about, if you're not able to do these things on your own and you need help, seek that help. Not just from friends and family, that's fine, or your support system, leave them there, that's fine. But sometimes we need somebody that's non-biased, that does not know our situation, that can help us through these situations, like a therapist or a counselor. I'm a certified life coach and I'm a social worker. Been in the field 25 years now. Like I said, I can definitely assist you in this as well, because that's what I've had to do for myself. Like I said, don't just sit there and suffer in silence. Seek the help that you need. And if I'm the person for you, there's going to be a link in the description. Make sure that you click that and see how you can work with me. Or just send a message and see how you can work with me. That's easier for you. But like I said, don't just sit there and suffer in silence. And knowing that you have gotten depression or some other kind of mental illness or something else is going on from this relationship. Knowing that you can't, if you're having issues getting over this relationship. Like I just said, you have to go through all these steps of grieving and all these types of things. If you don't know how to journal well, like I said, definitely reach out to me and let me know what you need. Or the issues that you're having. Like I said, I can definitely assist you with that as well, because that's a lot of the work that I had to do too. I had to figure out what my emotions were. I had to figure out, of course, how I was going to figure out where those emotions came from and how I can best, of course, move forward, applying those different things I've learned about those emotions. So it won't affect me to the point where it just shut me down and shut me out of life in general. I had to learn all those things. I had to learn how to practice better self-care and better self-love, because I didn't have much at all. Self-esteem was low as well. I had to learn how to set healthy boundaries. Not just in my romantic relationship, but other relationships too. Because when it affects your romantic relationship, best believe the other relationships are being affected as well. With your kids, with your family, with your friends, with your job, all those things are all relationships. And these kind of, the boundaries that you have and the things that you do in one usually bleeds over in the next. I had to learn how to identify my lessons that I learned in those relationships, so I can not repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Like I said, those are the things I've learned. That's why I'm telling you all this. I had to learn the things as well. I'm my own case study. I had to figure out what's what and how I can best move forward when it came to relationships and dating again and all those types of things. So like I said, if you need professional help, you can always contact me. Or if you want a therapist or someone else, you can contact them as well. Whatever floats your boat and whoever you can identify with the best. Please do seek that person, or seek me if I'm that person. So with that, like I said, I want to just come on today because I know a lot of people, including myself, I had to heal from a toxic relationship. People are wondering what you did, how that process looks and all that kind of stuff. These are things these 5 things, including the 6 with the professional help, these are things that can, of course, assist you in moving forward after a toxic relationship, especially if that's what you want to do. Some folks, granted, may not, but if you want to move forward, like I said, these are some tips that can definitely help you. So with that, I'm going to say thank you all for tuning in. And like I said, there were several who, of course, tuned in. Thank you all for doing so. I really appreciate that. Put down in the comments what was the main thing that, of course, stood out for you today in this video. I definitely want to hear about it. So with that, like I said, I'll see you on the next video. My name is Tonetta Clay. I'm a certified life coach and I'm a social worker. Have over 25 years of experience working with relationships in varying capacities. So with that, like I said, if you need me, let me know. There'll be, like I said, information in the description box that you can reach out to me. And if you want to hire me as your coach and that kind of thing, let me know. I'm definitely here to assist. So with that, thank you all. I hope this video helped you. How to heal from a toxic relationship. I hope this helped. Peace out, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.